Diagnostic Sentra from Encore Automotive, Diagnostic and Repair, reporting live from Times Square, letting you guys know we're thinking about y'all. Any automotive concerns, repairs that you may need, feel free to give us a call at 919-539-7265 or stop by the shop at 816 South 3rd Street, Smithfield, North Carolina. Y'all have a nice day. Good morning, it's Matthew Sanders, and I'm with Encore Automotive, Diagnostics and Repair. We got a 2013 Nissan Sentra, and I'm performing a repair on the clock spring. The clock spring is a device encased inside the steering wheel or just behind it, and it controls electronic distribution for the controls on the dash, steering wheel, signals, and it has a ribbon wire in it so you can turn the wheel and all the electronics still work. So today we're going to walk you through the process of installing a clock spring on a 2013 Nissan Sentra. Okay, what I have here in my hands is the clock spring, and you'll see in the vehicle, you'll notice that this is behind the steering wheel. You get multi-switch, lights, fog lamps, signals, windshield wipers high and low, washer fluid, connectors. Inside of here is a ribbon wire. Okay, the first thing you're gonna have to do is remove the airbag module. You got these tabs, I don't know if you can see it, these tabs here that are on the side of the steering wheel that you're gonna have to remove what appears to be 10mm screws. And before you do all this, please take caution to disconnect the battery, because you will have to de-energize the airbag system, and you don't want to work on any electrical system while it's energized, but mainly because on this one you don't want to accidentally deploy the airbags, which is possible. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and loosen these screws here and get this out. And make sure the steering wheel is in a straight neutral position as well. Sometimes these screws do not come all the way out. They're kept inside of the module. I would think it's for alignment purposes because you are limited with the sight. Let me show you what I'm doing over here so you can get a good view of where I am. Then it's another one actually right here. See if I can shine the light here so you can see the hole right here. All right. Open the sunroof, get some light in here. And you'll be able to tell once you get it loose, either by the screw coming all the way out, or you'll notice that you got play in this side, but it's possible. No, the screw's out. So let me come here. I bet if the airbag came out right now, I'll go viral. comment below if that's ever happened to you doing a repair. You know, tragically or unfortunately, I know it would be, you know, you want it to come out in a collision, but you know, if it came out accidentally, or if any of you mechanics or do-it-yourself mechanics, if y'all actually ever deployed an airbag for fun, because I know a couple guys that's done it, but I've just never had the time to do it. You know. That would be a cool video. And these screws actually are going to come completely out. So this one here is removed as well. Let's see if I can get this one. All right. So with these airbag screws removed, make sure it's not one on the bottom, no tabs. You should be able to get some movement in the airbag. Now be mindful that there are plug-ins behind here. All right, so what you want to do is the connectors on the airbag are special connectors, and to release them you lift up on the tab and then you pull it out. So what we're going to do is, instead of unplugging them from the actual airbag module, we're going to unplug it from the clock spring. And let me show you what I got going on. So we're going to come in here, and instead of disconnecting them here, we don't actually have to unplug here, we're going to unplug them from the actual clock spring. The steering wheel will have to be removed in order to get access to the clock spring. Once you depress the tab, so you have one more connector in there that you're not going to be able to get to, so that's going to bring us back to these connectors here. Alright, and I will show you how to remove them. This tab here has to come up. Pop that up. Pop those up. It did a little feedback. All right. And these are color coded, orange and yellow. So one unplug, the second unplug, and you take that and you set it to the side. Don't play with it, don't hot potato it, but you have that. Alright, so you got the steering wheel, keep it in a straight location. And to remove the steering wheel, it's going to require possibly a special tool. Sometimes the guides are incorrect, or sometimes it just tells you about various models. This one says you're gonna have to use a puller, but I don't think you are gonna have to use a puller, and let me explain why. Because my understanding is once you remove this nut here, it's just gonna wiggle off. I don't actually see the screws for a puller to mount to, and I believe these ones here are too far off to mount and this is part of the horn assembly here. Okay, so you don't want to use an impact on this. You want to use a manual operating tool, because that chug is just that the impact motion is a little too aggressive for these threads. So I'm gonna try to break this loose with a pull handle and hold it myself. So give me 1 second. All right, since we didn't have the airbag explode in our face, now would be a good time to like and subscribe. And this is looking like a 19, and I was right on. That was magnificent. If the camera wouldn't have been on, it would have took me several times. I would have been like this and this and this. Okay, let me stop talking. I'm running out of time. See, this pivot here will be strong enough to line this up. And it broke. Slipped off for me too, y'all saw that? I don't know why it didn't lock in, but it initial turn it broke right on off. When I say broke, I mean it released. The fasteners released. Nothing broke. Only thing that's broke is the clock spring, what we're fixing. This customer came in and they had a airbag light on. So I took it to the shop and I looked and I plugged my scanner up and I noticed right away that the airbag was not excuse me. I noticed right away that the horn was not blowing. And I was like, hey, I turned it all the way to the right and it blew. So this is slotted. There is a keyway. So I didn't use my paint marker to mark anything before. I don't know if you can see the alignment mark right there. Let me see. I don't know how this focus is on this camera, but you see that mark there, here, and here. The mark here and here. Yeah, here we go. I'm working on grammar as well. I don't get to talk. Most of the time I'm talking to people about problems. So we're just always, on the edge at communications. So we're gonna actually focus on that. So here and here. So once you have the 19 millimeter removed, you got a clip here that routes the wires. You're gonna be mindful of this position and location. You take the steering wheel and you come out. Bam. Alright. That's how you remove the steering wheel. If I can't edit everything else and get this video up, I will definitely put up how to remove the steering wheel. Alright. Now you're at the steering column. Okay? Steering wheel removed, airbag module removed. Alright. Generally you got fasteners that are going to be coming from the bottom. And I remember one time, man, on a certain type of vehicle, the screws that were in here were like a special screwdriver, so I had to hunt for it. So let's see, let's get this out the way so I won't poke myself in the eye. And I'm gonna look in here, and what you have in here are Phillips head screws. And I'm gonna get my drill and go ahead and smoothly remove them. I need. Alright, that's one screw. Yeah, you just let them drop the floorboard to catch them. But there's a hole in the floor down there. You won't have much to worry about. This so we can extend it. See if this giving me enough reach. That actually didn't do anything. You got one that's a lot recessed than the other ones that you will need to get a more lengthier screwdriver. All right, I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your patience. I don't really take the time to make a video on going back on with these because really and truly it's just in reverse. Nothing changes. It just goes in reverse. If this isn't separate here, you will need to remove this bottom part. We'll show you how to do that too, and just know it's separate. So we will possibly be able to separate it. If it separates, give me one moment. Generally, you have some tabs that gotta be pressed, and you don't want to break this and have to replace it and buy a whole new one. It's plastic, it will crack. basically just squeeze it, play with it a little bit. How this food be getting on these units? It'd be food and cheese back here behind the clock spring. I don't know how cheese gets back there. Alright. You see that? There were some tabs here and here. Make them go back down. But you do want to have it down. Here. Sometimes no screws. All right. To remove face shield here, you just pull the pressure. There's a pressure clip on this side and a screw holding this side in. You don't have to disconnect this screw. You're gonna have enough space here to drop the cover in the column now, okay? There it goes. Pressure is holding these two pieces together. It's just pressure. So you gotta apply pressure to these tabs by pushing inward to get them to release. Once you have this removed, you're at ground zero almost. Be mindful that you don't want this to spin, even though this unit is already broken. You don't want it to spin. Alright. Once you get the new one up there. Alright. You get what appears to be 1, 2 mounting screws, and from there I'm gonna grab the new one to compare and show y'all side by side. I don't know if there's enough lighting in here, but I hope I'm elaborating enough to speak on what you may not be able to see. But I'm gonna get some more lighting in here real quick. Hold on. Okay, hopefully this thing doesn't crash and knock the GoPro down. Alright, what you do have, you have 2 screws holding this to the column. And once those screws are removed, this is just going to come right off. Now, generally, they're not going to be too tight, so you should just be able to break them loose with a simple hand screwdriver. I may not even edit this video, I'm gonna just upload it. Y'all comment below and let me know how y'all like the raw and uncut footage. Do you prefer it raw and uncut, or do you prefer it edited? The clean version or the dirty version? I prefer the clean version. Okay, up top here, you press down. There's a little tab right here. Whenever you're pulling on something and it doesn't come off, you know, be mindful that it's hung up engineered wise, or it could be some type of fastener or pressure clip that you're overlooking. So right here, what I quickly noticed, do you push down on this tab here and it's gonna come straight out. And yeah, once I finish unscrewing it, screw too, but that tab is up there too. Don't forget about that. What I do, I'll push it back to show y'all vividly what I'm talking about. You're gonna hear it click. Not much. Alright, boom. Alright. So press this tab down, it's gonna come out. And got that loose. And also, you got one more plug in at the bottom down here. It's gonna have to be removed as well. You got 1 and 2. Alright, so you push that tab in, and you take that out, and it's yellow and white, so it's 3 actually. Alright. Sometimes they say you could talk a little too soon, right? I'm gonna have to set this camera down. Hold anything down. The camera's my friend. Phone's ringing right now too. We're gonna ignore that right now. Be a good idea to unplug these before you unscrew it. You don't know exactly how tight these are, and these are pretty tight here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just hold it steady with my hand, push in here, get what we all like, forward motion. good feedback, but I think it was more of an acoustics versus than a clip. See if I can get some clearance here. It's actually 1, 2, 3 plug-ins still. This top one looks really straightforward. Okay, I'm learning something every day with this GoPro as well. I had a light positioned just above it, and the GoPro shot me a warning. And you will need to remove the steering angle sensor off the old clock spring and implant it on the new one. Fasten it down with the 3 screws with a very tiny Phillips head screwdriver, and line up notch 1 and notch 2. 1, 2. Oh God, lost the fastener. 3. Where'd she go? She's somewhere out there. We're gonna find it though. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yes. Do not forget to switch over the steering angle sensor. Very tiny Phillips head screws. Sorry about the camera. Very small. You get in there and get some good grip and twist. I mean, you're not gonna have to apply a lot of pressure here. These are some very small fasteners. And once you take that off, install this on the new clock spring. Don't lose the screws. Voila. Bring that over here. And install on the clock spring and follow everything else in the reversal. Yeah, it said, well, hey, I'm too hot, and let me go. But basically, there's a connector up top that you're gonna release. Let that drop down and then get access to the bottom ones. Hit the tabs and be really gentle, and you have it removed from the vehicle. All right, old one, you can discard it. You can throw this away. This is broken. You put a new one on in the reverse procedure, and I'm going to go ahead and upload this possibly before I drop the vehicle off, since I'm not going to edit anything on this video. But I turned the fan off to record. Just follow the same procedure going back on, and you're not going to have any issues. If you do have any issues, contact us and we'll walk you through. I probably won't be able to walk you through during the daytime, but I will be able to walk you through in text message or email, or I can share as much information as I can with you. So give us a call at 919-539-7265, and remember, it's Encore to the core.